376 DP, Wheelock versus Hughes. Both parties are present via Zoom as well as their respective attorneys. Ms. Johnson representing Ms. Wheelock, and I believe we have Ms. Kirschbaum.
That's correct. I'm standing in for attorney of record for father.
All right, and you're here for the defendant. This is the defendant's motion regarding parenting time. Apparently, father resides in Hawaii. And so I don't know what time that is over there, sir, but you must be up in the middle of the night to join in, but it's a request. Apparently he wants to come here and see his child. Maverick has not seen his child for looks like over a year. If I'm not correct, but go ahead, Ms. Kirschbaum, this is your motion.
Thank you. Marianne Kirschbaum standing in for attorney Michael Kelly on behalf of defendant father Christopher Hughes. This is our motion for immediate specific parenting time. The parties are the parent of one child, Maverick, who is 2 years of age. The parties originally resided together with the child, during which time father was very involved with things such as bathing and taking the child to doctor appointments. And this is when the parties were living together in Michigan. Father is originally from Hawaii. The parties were planning to move to Hawaii with the minor child. However, mother decided to stay behind in Michigan with the child a week before the planned move. Father went ahead with the move in the spring of 2022. A default judgment of custody was entered on January 3rd, 2023, granting mother sole legal and sole physical custody and granting father parenting time as agreed between the parties. In July of 2023, so it has not been a year.
Right, he came in July of 2023 for a week is what my notes show, but he left here the spring of 2022.
That's correct. But in July of 2023, father traveled to Michigan with his family for a week, and during which time he exercised overnight parenting time here in Michigan. The mother of the child will claim that that was a special situation because his family was with him, and there's a sister or some other females that have experienced taking care of children. But the truth is that the father has experience with taking care of young children based on having 10 nieces and nephews who he regularly babysat and watched and cared for since he was a teenager. So father has made multiple attempts to schedule additional parenting time in Michigan, but mother always comes up with an excuse to not schedule. And please reference our Exhibit A attached to our motion, which contains text message screenshots showing some of the.
I've looked at them. Some of them saying, you know, when you pay money, then we'll look at it and stuff.
Right.
I understand that. I'm here to determine if father should have some type of parenting time if he comes here. When is he coming here?
Well, first of all, would like to schedule that, but it's been impossible for him to schedule that with mom.
Tell me when a planned time would be here, and I'll ask mom, because he can see his child when he comes here. Question is how many he would have overnights and stuff like that, but he can certainly see him. But give me a date and stuff like that he wants to be here.
I'll ask my client when he would like to make plans to come.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Okay. So yeah, I was hoping to try and come over the winter break. But I had to basically spend the money on the trip that I was going to make to hire a lawyer. So I'll need a little bit of time to try and save up some more money to come visit. But I plan on moving back in the spring, honestly. So.
Well, when you move back, you can come and ask for some parenting time, because I have no idea when, where you'll be, if you'll be in the local area, anything about it. When you move back, that's another issue. If you're coming here from Hawaii for a period of time, mom's got to have some notice of it, where you're staying and all that kind of stuff.
Well, Your Honor, that brings us to another point of contention. My client is willing to give 2 weeks notice. Apparently mother should be 30 days notice. In addition, my client is so frustrated because he constantly attempts to schedule things, and
tell him right now he can have some time if he gives some reasonable notice, probably maybe close to 4 weeks notice, but I'm telling him he can have some time. I don't care what happened in the past. He's frustrated. I understand. That's why we're here, as opposed to you guys figuring it out.
Okay, and understood. I just wanted to go over some other points, referee. Well, he's been, he will be expending a significant amount of money when he flies from Hawaii to Michigan, and since he has had those overnights of parenting time in July of 2023, he believes it is reasonable and also in the best interest of the child that he be granted overnight parenting time when he does come to Michigan, so that he can continue to bond with the child. He has had FaceTime video parenting time, except and this is regularly scheduled, except when the mother forgets or refuses. The child is, delighted to interact with him, and he is requesting a set schedule for his video parenting time.
That's fine. We'll set a schedule for video time. He can have
Okay.
at least 1 or 2 times a week. I'm going to ask Ms. Johnson what would work with her client. There's no reason he can't have video time, and it will be just like regular parenting time. If she doesn't show up, he can file a complaint with the friend of the court and that kind of stuff.
Thank you. And father does plan move back to Michigan. He plans to move back to Michigan in 2024, but his funds are limited. And, to avoid him having to retain counsel again and file another motion, he's asking that the court enter an order providing that once he can provide proof of residency in Michigan, that he be granted standard parenting time.
Oh, I'm not going to agree to that because I have no idea when he's coming, where he will be, where he'll be living even. I have no idea. And that's something that I would look at before I'm going to give just standard parenting time. He hasn't seen his child but once in a year and a half, and he moved, okay? He moved, so she didn't. If it was her that moved, it would look a little different. She didn't go, and he has not seen his child but 1 week in a year and a half. So he moved. He's going to have to work his way back into it.
Understood. He was also going to ask if that first part would be granted, that he would be able to have that his move back to Michigan would automatically trigger a referral to the front of the court for investigation and recommendations regarding child support based on the new parenting time schedule. But obviously the court is not inclined to grant that.
I mean, you ought to be able to talk to Ms. Johnson about whether or not anything can happen when he moves back. But I'm just telling you that I had, just like he's saying, I want to come back in January, but now I got to save money and I'm not sure when I'm coming back and stuff. I don't know if he's coming back in the spring. I don't know if he's coming back in the summer. I don't know when he is. I don't know where he's going to be living. So I'm not going to deal with something that I don't know anything about.
Understood. Well, Your Honor,
and it sounds like he's got to save up some money to get here. So why can't he give 30 days notice?
That's not a problem. It's just in the past, there's been so much manipulation and then.
Well, I'm telling you now, if he gives 30 days notice, that Ms. Wheelock will have to have something carved in stone to avoid it. I mean, if he comes here I'll just give an example. If he comes over Easter and she's already got something planned, so be it. But I can't imagine. I'll ask Ms. Johnson right now. Ms. Johnson, are there any specific dates in the next month or two that just do not work?
Not that I'm aware of in the next month or two, but I would like to respond to the motion if I could.
I'm going to let you respond. Believe me, if it's something that is just, I'm going to my parents for this and that isn't going to count. All right. I'm going to let him come back at a reasonable time, have reasonable parenting time. I'm not sure it'll all be overnight, but I probably at the end, if things go well, would probably give him a night or two at the end to work overnight. But again, he's seen the child 1 week in a year and a half. So in spite of some FaceTime and stuff, that's not very much. So, all right, Ms. Johnson, you can respond.
Thank you. I would first like to address the FaceTime. Ms. Wheelock does agree to FaceTime on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. and that has been the practice of the parties, and she would agree to have that in order of the court.
Does that work for you, sir? Tuesdays at 6 p.m.? Yeah, this is local time, 6 p.m. Yes, I'm seeing you shake your head and you're on mute. So yes, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Will be scheduled FaceTime. Both parties will be available. You'll have to initiate the call, Mr. Hughes. And Ms. Wheelock, if you're not there, he should file a complaint with the friend of the court for a contempt. I mean, this has got to be set in stone. He lives a long ways away, and it's the only way he's going to be able to do this. And if there is some awful thing that happens that it just cannot do it, you need to notify him immediately ahead of time. It's not that something happened 5 minutes beforehand. If you know it's not going to work on Tuesday, you need to notify him promptly and set up a makeup time. But that should happen, if he's moving back in the spring, it shouldn't happen more than one time. It's a regular parenting time. So that'll be fine.
Okay, and Ms. Wheelock would note too that she does disagree with the facts as presented. There has been regular FaceTime. She hasn't been regularly denying FaceTime. And she does know that he's, if he plans a trip back to Michigan, that he's going to have some parenting time, as the court has already indicated, but we would like some reasonable parameters around that because of the length of time that the father has been away and the fact that he's only seen the child once since the child was 10 months old, and the child's 2 now, and the child has developmental needs of a 2-year-old, and we would ask that the parenting time when the father does travel back to Michigan be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The child naps. He might not be getting naps when he's with his father, which would be partially expected. It's a exciting time, but the child needs some rest, and the child needs a place to sleep and needs consistency with his mother, who is his primary caregiver. And so we would ask that there be no overnights during those visits to Michigan. We had a couple other very specific requests, also specifically an order that prohibits father from using marijuana 24 hours prior to parenting time or during parenting time. He did use marijuana when
restriction for mother.
That's fine.
I mean, it's legal. So you're saying mother can't either? I mean, I don't know. Sure, for a week, Mr. Hughes cannot use any marijuana, even though I'm not seeing where it's a problem. But both parties are prohibited from using marijuana while they have the child. That stops your client a lot, man, Miss Johnson, if you're going to require it from him. But that's fine.
Okay. And the court has already indicated that it wouldn't order a prospective order, so I think that would be the request that we have of mother at this time.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to order a prospective order because I have no idea where he's coming, when he's coming, where he'll be, who he'll be with, who he'll be living with, all of that stuff. He will have to provide 30 days notice to mother of his trip here. Must also provide information as to where the child will be taken, who's going to be there. I mean, just standard stuff, a phone number where the Mr. Hughes can be located, all of that kind of stuff that would be normal, especially since you're coming into town. I don't know, does he have family in town he's going to stay with, or is he going to be staying at the Holiday Inn?
I would have to inquire that with my client.
Mr. Hughes? Oops, can't hear you.
Okay, so last time I came to visit, I rented an Airbnb for the week and rented a vehicle and basically arranged everything in town there. So I wouldn't have a problem with that again if I came into town.
All right. I don't have a problem with that. And you can. I'm going to say that the first 3 days that you have them will not be overnights. It will be from, I don't know, 9 o'clock till 7 o'clock for the first 3 nights. After that, you can have overnights and for the next 4 nights.
Okay.
And that's based on you having an all right Airbnb and all this kind of stuff. Okay. All of this I'm doing based on hope that that everything works out. If it doesn't, and if she finds out that it's not an appropriate place or any of that kind of stuff, she's going to withhold parenting time. You're going to file a complaint with the friend of the court, but it's not going to go anywhere if it's not appropriate place. I assume that it will be appropriate. I assume that you will take care of your son. I would ask, and Ms. Johnson, I don't want to make this an order, but I know one of the things that you said was he has to have an appropriate car seat. And he does. Isn't there any way that your client can let him use a car seat while he's here, since that's going to be the only transportation that's going to be happening with the child? Those first couple of days, he can drop it off when he drops the kid off and pick it up again or something like that. But I don't want to make him buy a car seat here for a week. Okay. Once he moves here and he starts having regular parenting time, he's got to get his own car seat. Okay. But I'm not sure it's been a long time since I've had a little kid in a car. And I think there's different sizes that you have to get at different times of development and stuff like that. So I would ask that your client just let him use her car seat during that period of time. Is that any problem?
She indicated that's not a problem.
Great. All right. Then unless something unusual comes up, like he can have seven days First 3 will be non-overnights, next 4 can. And we'll deal with any subsequent parenting time when and if you decide to move back. Anything else that we haven't addressed that we need to? Who's gonna be the lucky one? Looks like you, Ms. Kirschbaum, are gonna be the lucky one to draft the order.
I will do so.
Are there any imminent plans of coming back, sir? I mean, are you thinking it's gonna be mid-February? So the more time you can give mom, the better. I'm just trying to find out, or is it just all up in the air? You're gonna have to give her at least 30 days, so it'll be February before you can see.
That's totally fine. Yeah, I was hoping to try and come over the winter break when I could get time off work, but I'll take a look at my calendar and see if I can schedule something there, but I don't have a problem giving 30 days. That's totally fine.
All right, and I'm asking you to just keep in touch, let her know. Even if you don't have it firmly planned, if you say it looks like I'm gonna come mid-February, give her, the more notice you give her, the better.
Absolutely.
Anything else, Ms. Johnson?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Kirschbaum?
Nothing further.
All right, good luck to everyone. I would imagine, Mr. Hughes, you gotta go back to bed, because I can't imagine I don't know what time it is in Hawaii, but.
Yeah, it's about 3:30. I'll be heading back to bed, but no problem.
All right, then make sure you work with her and work on getting your child support paid too, please.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you're gonna come back and you'll end up with a bench warrant sooner or later, all right? Just warning you. You don't want to come back and have a bench warrant for you, so.
No problem.
Get to work on that. Thank you, everyone. If there's nothing else, I'll look for the order.
Thank
you.
Have a happy New Year, everyone. Ms. Carlson, regarding getting her name off the timeshare. Mr. Carlson, this has gone on forever. Why is it not off? Can you prove to me that her name is off of that?
It is not off yet, Your Honor. They are waiting for more information. In fact, I didn't even know I had a motion today until last night or the night before I got a text mail. I never received notification of this.
So you're here. Why?
I'm here.
I'm here. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, what do you want to say about it?
I have notification from the equity company in my possession right now. Ms. Carlson has a copy of the letter as well, indicating they need information from her, a copy of her driver's license, to get it removed. They sent everything back to me because I didn't have that information. Ms. Carlson has refused to give me that information. I have the letter.
She doesn't want to give it to you. She'll give it to the company.
That would be fine, and that will expedite it because the company has been resent the information. It's in their possession now. I sent it it was either registered or certified mail this time. So I have I sent it let me take a look at my register. It was sent down to them early December, and I have notification that they received it 2 days ago. And they're waiting for their processor to come in
early December if they got it 2 days ago. But
it was sent sometime in December. Yes, it was. Well, it was initially sent December 1. They sent that one back to me again. The very
Does
first.
Ms. Carlson have the information? I mean, this should have been done 10 months ago, and I don't know what you're acting like. This is not a big deal. All she wants is her name off of it.
That's
10 months ago.
That's what I'm working on, Your Honor. And as you may recollect, she had 9 years to get my name off it, and it was never done. That's why I'm having to do it now.
Mr. Carlson, back in February, we had a motion. You were going to take her name off of it. And it's been now 10 months. And you just sent them the information?
No, Your Honor. That information was initially sent down to them. They never received that information. That was before I started sending certified and registered mail.
These are the same things that I hear from everybody that I mailed it to them, but I didn't get it in this kind of stuff. I don't believe it. I don't.
Well, Your Honor, I have the information here, and if I would have had noticed that I was being brought into court again today, I would have had that information sent.
What information sent?
I have the letter from the title company. I have the the tracking slips to show that it was sent down. The letter indicates that it was in their possession. They had received it. They just couldn't do anything with it because they didn't have Miss Carlson's information.
They must have sent something back for it. Miss Carlson, have you been notified of anything did they send you a copy of it?
They have not sent me anything. In fact, on November 6th is when I reached out to them And I talked to the title company, and I have the lady's name that I talked to, and she said that there actually has not even been a case opened yet under our name, and that I can't do any of that. Mr. Carlson has to initiate all of that. And once that gets started, then they would be sending me paperwork once he's confirmed all of that. But I have not received anything from them. And I explained that I will send whatever they need directly to them, but I'm not going to send it to Jeff.
I understand. I'm not asking you to send it to him.
Yeah,
I'm asking
no.
you to send it down there.
Yeah, and I have received nothing. And as far as him not getting the notice, I videotaped putting it in the mailbox on the day after that I filed it, which was a Saturday the 16th on Kenmore Drive. I videotaped it the last 3 times, so there would be proof that I did mail it to him. And my return address was on it, so it has not come back.
Yeah. If everybody who came on here who said I didn't get notice, we'd never have a motion. I believe it was sent. I believe you got it. Mr. Carlson, I believe you're just sitting on it. I think you've sat on it since February, because you didn't, on February, you could have sent something down to him, said, I got to get my wife's name off of it. They could have sent it back saying, I need her stuff. You could have emailed it to her or something so that she could have sent it, and everything moved on. It's just a constant delay. And I held her in contempt for failing to do the stuff she was supposed to. And I just don't understand why you can't get it done.
Your Honor, I am working on this. I have been
But you
working on it.
haven't been since February.
Your Honor, I thought they received that. They have told me initially when I called them way back then that it takes 3 to 6 months to get the name off. It's not a quick procedure. They do hundreds of these a week. And I have tried. I have a letter indicating they received it.
When was that letter dated?
This letter is dated December 1. It says, we are in receipt of your time for information. Unfortunately, we cannot move forward because we are still unable to verify if Gene Carlson will be available to sign. There is no contact information when it is missing their ID.
And that,
so
that was after she had filed this motion that you didn't know about, but just coincidentally went from February till December 1 when they said, oh yeah, we're in receipt of it.
Your Honor,
I'm sitting here and I listen to this all this time, and I think it's baloney that you're telling me.
Well, Your Honor, it is not baloney. She filed the first motion. She then canceled the first motion.
Yeah, I thought she was sick, and she canceled it and re-noticed it.
I didn't realize she was sick, Your Honor. I had no idea why.
Doesn't matter. It was her motion. She could re-notice it.
Right. And I understand you can re-notice motions, Your Honor. What I did during that interim time is when I got this back, then I contacted her on email so we could get this in motion. I have kept her updated on everything that has been currently going down there, which I've had to send now down. This is the 3rd time I've sent information to them. I can't control the title company. I can't control the postal, and I can't control Mr.
No, but you could have controlled sending it before November.
I did. The initial one was sent before November.
I'm not convinced. And most of all, the bottom line is, what is it that they say they need? You tell her right now, what is it that they need?
They need a copy of her driver's license to verify she is.
What is the letter they sent to you? Send her a copy of it via email or something today.
I have, Your Honor.
Today.
And I could send it right now from right where we're at.
Send it right now from where we're at.
Okay, Your Honor. Give me a second here.
Ms. Carlson, when you get that, you can contact those individuals or whatever you need to send down there. You make all the things that you have to do done.
Your Honor, I've done that, and the problem is there was not a case opened. And until I get the information that they actually have this case, because it's all under his name, they wouldn't do anything for me.
Well, this is a going nowhere sort of thing. Apparently,
right.
I don't know if they need your information to open up one or something. He should send you that.
Well,
did you get it?
They did come through.
Did it come through, ma'am?
I'm checking. Not yet. But if it's the same equity letter that he sent to me 2 weeks ago, again, they need a case opened, which required him to send all the information and get the case. Therefore, then they can send me the paperwork that I need to fulfill it. But once again, it goes into Mr. Carlson's court. I can't do anything because I'm not on anything.
What's supposed, you're on the deed or whatever it is you're getting him off of.
But he is has taken me off of any of the emails or phone numbers. He's eliminated every kind of contact that I can have that show. The only thing I have is the ID number, and the title company can't move forward unless he is initiating it, because he is the one that is the quote holder of it.
He sent something to him to say initiate it, and you should get that.
You will get one early next week. Their processor is out on vacation, I was told yesterday, because I got the notification that the package was delivered to them. Their processor has to enter it into the computer, that the additional information I had to send down, and then they're going to send you something to get a copy, evidently, of your driver's license or whatever information it says they need.
That's what I've been waiting for.
And that's going to be coming, should be next week, I would imagine, because
it happened in February.
Okay, then I'm going to tell you, we're going to adjourn this motion for 4 weeks. You better have all the stuff, and you better have taken care of getting whatever is necessary in 4 weeks, or it's not going to go good for you at all, Mr. Carlson. I'm telling you.
I appreciate that, Your Honor.
I'm telling you right now, okay? And we will adjourn this for 4 weeks. We'll come back and we'll see what's happened to it.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I had added in the motion on November 24th that Mr. Carlson left me a voicemail.
Has nothing to do with this motion. This is a motion to enforce. I'm not getting into, I don't care what you guys do outside of here. That's nothing to do with your divorce.
Okay.
So we'll be back in 4 weeks. I better have everything taken care of. You better have a case opened or whatever. Send in all the information you want with this reference to this case number and stuff like this. I'll look at it if I need to.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, should I email it into Miss Dewey?
Yes.
All right, I will do that, Your Honor. Thank you.
That, and it better go to Miss Carlson too. Okay, you better have proof that it was sent to her. Things will not go good if this isn't taken care of in 4 weeks, or at least as much as you can do, because I'm not going to wait for another year for this.
Right.
All right.
No, I understand that.
We'll adjourn this for 4 weeks. I'll see you in 4 weeks. Better be significant proof by then. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I just feel sick.
He's a pass.
He was asking for a half day off work. He was asking for it's sitting in our closet. I'm just not. All right, number 2.
You have an interpreter?
What?
You have an interpreter?
You need an interpreter?
Yeah.
Did you contact the court for that?
Yes.
Yes. Where?
The same day, pure the note.
We don't have an interpreter here. As far as I know, you didn't tell anybody you needed it. Ms. Rosales, we're probably going to have to adjourn it because nobody said he needed an interpreter.
So is this going to be canceled today?
Well, it's probably going to be on in 2 weeks because I'm going to put you back both in the waiting room. We're going to ask for an interpreter, but I can't say one's anywhere available. If you need an interpreter, somebody's going to inform the court. We don't know.
Oh, I don't need one. I'm good.
I know you don't, and I'm just saying he does. And,
okay.
And I mean, how are we supposed to know? We'll put you back in the waiting room for a few minutes. We'll make a call, see if we can get one. If not, we're going to have to adjourn it.
Okay. Sorry. Me.
Hello.
Ms. Hall, I can hear you. Mr. Harris, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, this Harris versus Parnell is what it is really entitled, although the defendant, as I understand it, is deceased. We have a Sheila Hall on who I gather she said she's guardian for this child. Are you court-appointed guardian for the child, ma'am?
It's a temporary order right now, waiting for Dad to just complete the process. You know, just for the process to go through court. So he got his blood test. He is the dad. So just right now, through the process, I do have the temporary
acknowledge-
order.
I don't have a copy of the DNA test here, but apparently everybody has seen it. Mr. Harris?
I haven't seen it.
Yes, I turned it in on, let me see the exact date.
Oh, excuse me, it's on, hold on, I misspoke. It does show 99.9998% that you're the father, so therefore I'm sure you're the father. All right.
Yeah.
And Miss Paul, you don't dispute any of that, do you?
Oh, no, I sure don't.
All right, so
Nope.
we should enter an order, a paternity order, making Mr. Harris the father,
Okay.
right? And then, are you going to terminate your guardianship then, ma'am?
What is the process? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm new to all this stuff, but I'm not trying to take
No,
the baby.
I understand. I don't do that. That's in probate court. So, Mr.
no.
Harris, I will enter a paternity order making you the legal father. Okay.
Okay.
Then you should go to the probate court and seek a termination of the guardianship that is currently in place. All right, because I can do that. Okay. But you will, at which point you will be the father. You'll be the legal father. And I mean, quite frankly, you don't need anything other than that. You're the father. All right. So we'll enter an order of paternity. I will try and talk to the probate registrar and back to see what's going on for sure. But you should file something in probate court to terminate the temporary guardianship. Right? Because I can't do that myself. All right. It's a different court system, if you will.
Yeah.
So we'll get that order out to you, making you the father. Technically, because she has guardianship, I don't know that I can give you, legal custody and stuff like that. But I mean, it's going to come to you. All right. It's just a question of
Eventually,
the right things. Okay. And ma'am, maybe you can simply contact the probate court. If I get some information here later this morning or something, Mr. Harris, or I may try and have my clerk give you a call to see what you can do about this. I'm not sure I can, but we'll see. All right, because you do get the child, and you are okay. It might take you a couple days or a week or whatever, but you're going to get the child.
Okay. It's not like I'm trying to keep the child from him.
That's what I understand, and quite frankly, until there is a legal father,
exactly,
the child has nothing out there. Okay, you couldn't hold the child in any. I mean, I know the child's really young, but you can't do anything with the child. Now you're going to be the legal father, and we'll get you all the necessary things to do so you can be father. All right.
Okay.
And I assume, Miss Hall, are you grandmother?
Yes, I am. I'm Tiffany's mother.
All right. And she's not fighting you, so the two of you should also kind of work together on this, okay?
Only thing we disagree, I'm going to see the baby. As long as I can see my grandbaby, there's no fight.
I am sure that Mr. Harris will, I mean, the child lost the mother, so the child should have some time with the grandparent, and you guys need to have a good relationship.
The other children and the other siblings, which are babies. Right. So we talked about that, but I just hope if we kind of get mad or our relationship depletes, that we make sure that those kids still have a chance to develop their brotherhood. That's just my point. It ain't about the grown people. It's like I want all of his, not yours, brothers, when she has 5, to develop a strong bond and brotherhood. That's what they had. And
I'm hopeful that all the kids can get along, that Mr. Harris will allow that type of involvement and everything. And it sounds as if both of you are on the same page.
We're on the same page.
You may not get the child every time you want the child, but it's right that at Christmas time we go over and we see grandma, maybe before or after or the day of or whatever. And
some interactions. Ascension of my daughter. But
treat each other the way you want to be treated.
Okay. Amen. There you go.
And I will enter the order of paternity, Mr. Harris, so that we can try and get this. And then you have to get the guardianship terminated. And once that's done, the child's yours. I mean,
Okay.
it's yours now anyhow. We all know it's your child, but as far as having the custody, let's get this done. Okay. And Miss Hall, you may have to come down to the court so that you can also get rid of that guardianship. All right.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right. Good luck, everybody. We'll enter the order. We'll get it out to you, Mr. Harris, as soon as we can. You are you still on Otilia?
Yes.
All right, we'll get that order out to you. Okay.
Okay.
Good luck, everyone. Thank you for
All right.
working together for this child's interest. I'm sorry about your loss, ma'am.
Thank you.
And I wish everyone a happy, prosperous new year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y las dos partes están presentes a través de Zoom.
And we also have Mr. Romero, who is acting as an interpreter for Mr. Carvajal.
Y también tenemos al señor Romero, que está actuando como intérprete para el señor Carvajal.
There's a motion by father regarding parenting time. Make some complaints about what happened back in August. But those really are not at issue here. My understanding is that there are 2 children. Is that correct?
Sí.
That there is an order maybe for the oldest child? Is that correct, Ms. Rosales?
Yes, there is.
Sí,
But
sí,
there's no parenting time for the youngest child?
pero no hay tiempo de visita para el
No,
niño.
we never set it up because he agreed to just take the other one the same days that he was taking the older one.
And is that every other weekend, Friday from 7 or something like that till Sunday at 7? Okay.
Okay, we had already went to court to agree to, it was 9 p.m. to 6. And then he switched it up on me and did his own schedule to 7 to 7. And then now he's taking me to court.
Hold on.
Yep.
Go ahead.
He wants to take me to court to change it again. So I don't really understand what's going on here. So
Okay, but he gets every other weekend, right? We just got to figure out the time. Mr. Carvajal, you're seeking parenting time with both kids every other weekend, right?
Yes.
And what time are you seeking?
The options that I put in the paper, those are the options that I was.
I'm asking you, what time do you want on Friday till what time do you want on Sunday?
9 to 7,
9 till 7?
de 9 a 7.
9
Yeah.
o'clock on Friday till 7 o'clock on Sunday.
No,
Ms.
7 de la tarde.
7 p.m.
Ms. Rosales,
Señora Rosales.
that sounds like what you had before, but he changed.
yeah, we had 9. Yeah, we actually had a 9 to 6 o'clock.
All right. So
Okay.
I can do 9 o'clock till 7 o'clock on Sunday, every other weekend, right?
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Dígame.
What do I have to do to add 2 more days to his schedule?
What do you mean? 2 more days? I don't know what.
I am
Wait a minute. Let the interpreter.
I would like to do Thursdays and Fridays to his schedule. So pick him up from school on Thursday and bring him back on Sunday.
Mr. Carvajal,
Señor Carvajal.
every other weekend, you want I don't know why you wouldn't want more time with your kids. She's saying that every other weekend could be from, is it Thursday?
Yes.
Jueves.
From Thursday after school until Sunday at 7 o'clock.
I get out of work late and I just don't have anybody that can pick them up.
What do you mean? From school?
De la escuela?
Sí, porque ella no maneja ni
Yes.
se transporta ni nada de eso.
Because she doesn't drive and she doesn't have transportation. She can't transport herself. None of that.
Who doesn't drive?
¿Quién no maneja?
I don't drive because I don't have a license. So
Yo no manejo porque
She's talking about you just picking up from school every other Thursday and returning the kids to her on Sunday at 7 p.m. That means you that'll give you more time and probably lower child support.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't have. My problem is I don't have anybody that can pick her up.
Si ella las puede
If she could
transportar, está bien.
transport them, that's fine.
But she doesn't have a license.
Pero ella no tiene licencia.
Es el problema que yo a veces no tengo hora de salida.
That's the problem. I don't have a set time to get out of work.
So if I order you to have Thursday from after school till Sunday at 7, you aren't going to be able to figure out what to do. These are your kids.
Son tus hijos.
You only want to see them a couple days every other week.
Well, the problem is that I work and I get out of work late and I don't have anybody. She can
Who do you live with?
¿Con quién vive?
Con mi papá.
With my dad.
He can't pick her up?
Él no las puede recoger.
Sale hasta las 5 de la tarde.
He gets out until 5.
So he could pick her up at 5?
Yes, pero
Ma'am, do the kids ride the bus or something?
los señores
I'm sorry. That's actually the problem. I have to get out of work. I have to work around my kids' schedule for me to work. That's why I'm adding to him 2 more days so I can work those days, do a double shift.
So nobody wants the kids on Thursday from.
Oh, I don't have a problem with my kids. I just want my kids want to spend more time with their dad. My daughter asked me if I could add 2 more days.
Well, seems to me reasonable that
razonable.
Mr. Carbajal would have every other weekend from Thursday through till Sunday. It enables the mother to work a little extra. Yeah. More importantly, it enables the father to see his children more.
That's fine.
All right.
Está bien.
Thursday from after school or 3 o'clock until Sunday at 7.
Hasta el domingo a las 7.
I'm also going to send this to the friend of the court for a child support evaluation. See what we should do.
A ver qué es lo que deberíamos de hacer.
Any questions?
I actually just yesterday sent in my check stubs because it's been 3 years since they looked at our income review, so I know that's probably gonna change too. So
what's your question?
The court is waiting on him, so I don't know if.
Well, I'm
esperando con él.
going to refer it there, and they're going to send some information requesting. Sir, you need to cooperate with the friend of the court when they ask you for things. Otherwise, they'll set an amount that won't reflect, and it could be high. You understand to look for the information from the friend of the court and comply with them, right? Sir?
Señor?
Sí.
Yes.
All right.
Está bien.
Anything else?
¿Algo más?
No.
No?
Sí.
Good.
Yes. I just want the schedule to be for her to comply with it.
Well, if she doesn't, then you file a complaint with the friend of the court. Friend of the court will look into it.
¿Y friend of the court revisaría?
And if she is in violation, they'll bring her here for a order of contempt, and I'll look at it and see what is appropriate.
Y yo vería que cuál sería la cosa apropiada.
Any violations of the order, just file with the friend of the court. Pretty sure you can even do it online.
Y pronto lo puede hacer a través de en línea.
Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you very much, Honor. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Lucky thing I don't have 30 of them today. What was that? All right. While we're waiting, to those of you out in YouTube land, I've got my new canine coffee cup, which helps take care of all the dogs that we have working for us in Kent County. If you get a chance, make a donation or something. They're great help. No. Jeez. Michael, can you hear me? I can't hear you. He's going to do all this work and she's not even going to be here. All right, bring in a kid.
Or a woman.
Well, bring in a kid. I can't hear you.
I don't think he's muted and unmuted.
Try muting and unmuting when you connect. Now mute and then unmute. You tried. It usually shows, I'm only reading your lips and I'm not real good at that. It usually will show when you mute. The problem is Shonda hasn't logged in yet either. So I'm going to put you back in the waiting room, both of you, for a few minutes, see if you can get stuff figured out. And we'll try bringing her in a few moments. If you have a number to call her at, you might want to call her and tell her to log in and stuff like that. What about that? I understand that you're logging in. What?
Ask him if he's in on a cell phone.
Are you on a cell phone? I can't read your lips that fast. I'm not that good at it, okay? That's all right, you can log off the other one. We got you and we got, Rhonda on the other one. Can you both hear me now?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Lomashevitz, how'd I do?
You did pretty darn good.
Versus Lomashevitz. This is a motion brought, both parties are present by Zoom. This is a motion brought by the father to suspend mother's parenting time. Apparently Judge Hillary had ordered it through the paternal grandfather who no longer wants to be the supervisor of this, due to circumstances. Is that fair, Michael?
No.
Yeah.
All right. Ma'am, I don't know what I can't force him to be the supervisor.
Your Honor, we had two supervisors on there. We had Dawn Miller and Joseph Lomashevich, one or the other. It's on the document.
Yeah,
Dawn
well,
Miller
they don't
still
want to
said she
do
will
it.
do it.
They don't want to do it.
She said she will do it. Michael refuses to let her do it because he wants everything ran through his dad, because he wants his dad sitting there with a camera on me the entire time I'm visiting, interrogate me and antagonizing me. That's why he wants his dad doing it all.
Ma'am, you're pretty much out of control right here.
No,
What?
I'm stating a fact. That's
Who
what
is
he did. That's what he did to me.
Michael, who is Dawn Miller?
Don Miller is my dad's significant other for 12 years. He's present here along with my girlfriend. They both have written statements, and Shonda clearly hasn't did anything good for the girls. I just
bull.
Michael, answer my question, please.
Yes, sir.
You stop until I ask you, Michael.
Yes,
they
sir.
live together.
Yes.
And
he doesn't want her at his house, I take it.
It's not his house.
Right. Well, her behavior, he's right here present. Her behavior, the time that she's there is erratic. She knows she's supposed to at least act halfway decent and not use profane language and act erratic.
I understand. You don't have to go through all of this, okay? I'm just saying your father and his significant other, I guess, do not want her there. Do not want to supervise.
It is not his dad's house. It is his dad's significant other's house. And she told me she still will do it, Your Honor.
Well, at this point, they're a couple, and I'm not going to make one of them do it. You can have your parenting time. It's my understanding you guys got a hearing on January 9th. Is that correct?
I didn't know nothing about it.
Sir, did you know
Yes.
The notice sent January 8th, it was sent out.
Yes. And this
to you, ma'am, and it was sent out on December 1. So don't tell me you didn't get any notice of it. Where do you
Your Honor, I didn't.
Where do you live?
I'm homeless. I get my mail sent to places. If Michael would have been notified, he usually notifies me. He didn't even notify me. We had court coming up on the 8th or the 9th.
He does not have to notify you. It's not his responsibility.
He communicates with me enough that it seems
sent
that he
it to
would
the
have
last known address, which was 1902 Mason Street Northeast.
Yep, and I haven't been there in a while.
Well, that's your fault. We send it to where it is. And if you don't know about it, that's your fault. We can't chase you around. We aren't going to chase all over to find you. We have that last known address, and you need to get your mail there. There's a hearing set for January 8th at 10 o'clock a.m. in front of Judge Hillary regarding this matter. Until that time, I will suspend the parenting time, and you can set it up through there. I would set it up through Journeys, but you'd never get it set up in time for there. So until that time, and then you can go in front of the judge and figure out what is appropriate at that time. Good luck. Thank you all.
Thank you.
As I say, both
All right,
this is father's motion.
I'm leaving.
After reading through it, it sounds like more than anything, it's a request to change the location for the pickup and drop off. Is that in essence what you want, Mr. Reeves?
That's correct.
And you would like to do it at the Grand Rapids Police Department as opposed to the Speedway Station?
Correct.
Ma'am, is there any reason why you can't do that exchange at the Grand Rapids Police Department? Just out front of the police department or in their lobby, that's where you do it?
Sounds good to me.
Then that'll be, I'll change that order that said exchange shall take place at the Speedway gas station on Leonard and Turner. I will change it that it will take place at the Grand Rapids Police Department the downtown Grand Rapids Police Department on
So
Monroe.
she'll be there at 5
And,
today.
and exchanges take place at, Fridays at 5 through Sunday at 6. And, Wednesdays apparently from 4 till 6. If somebody does not show up, you'll get something from the officer saying, hey, I was here, and you can file any violations with the friend of the court. If she doesn't show up, file it with the friend of the court. If he doesn't show up, file it with the friend of the court. Don't just come in here, but file it with them. They will investigate it, and if somebody's at fault, I can hold them in contempt. All right?
Thank you.
Okay,
luck,
well, it's
everybody.
your weekend, so she'll be there at 5.
At the Grand Rapids Police Department, right?
Yep.
All right. This is your weekend.
No, there's not. Last weekend was my weekend. It was
Well,
going
you
through
missed plenty of weekends, so I think you should have today too.
Okay,
And
but
then we could switch it back up.
but you say it's not really his weekend. You're just telling him to take this weekend, right?
No, it's really his weekend. I had her Christmas.
Last weekend?
Yeah,
I had her Christmas, and he's supposed to have her this weekend.
Christmas was Monday. Did he?
Okay, but I had her for the whole week.
When did you have her last week? The last time you had her, sir?
Okay, so the last time I had her, it was a few weeks ago.
All right, so today is 5 o'clock is your weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.
5 o'clock at the Grand Rapids Police Department.
Sounds good.
Starting today.
Thank you.
Starting
Good luck,
today.
everybody. Thank you. Have a happy new year.
Yep, you too.
Mr. Page, can you hear me? Hello? Mr. Page, he's frozen. Looks like you got a pretty bad connection.
Yeah, it looks like he's driving.
Looks like he's driving.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay, you gotta pull over. Mr. Page, if you're driving, you gotta pull over.
No, I'm not driving. I'm trying to get it to work.
I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Technical difficulties.
All right, just so you're not driving, you're in court, you're supposed to take off your hat, even though it's a Michigan hat. Normally, I'd let you wear it.
Thank you.
I should let you do it for this one time, especially for this weekend.
No, that's right.
All right, this is a matter of Page versus Page. Parties are present via Zoom. This is mother's motion to make him refinance a Silverado, I believe is what it is. Is that your request, ma'am?
Yes.
There isn't anything in the judgment that requires that.
Yeah, but that was our agreement, so that's why I had a motion, but he refinanced it yesterday and he gave me all the paperwork for proof.
You refinanced it yesterday, Mr. Page?
Yes, Your Honor. I was in the process of refinancing it, but they didn't have, I couldn't find my title. The title's lost. So then I had to go to Secretary of State and get a new title, a duplicate title, and get everything going. Like, I just needed a little bit of time. You know, we just sold the house and, you know, I needed a little bit of time to get it. I get it all done. You know, I don't even know why we're here at court.
Can you refinance it in 60 days?
It's already been refinanced in 5 days, 6 days.
All right. Well, then I'll just, I guess I deny the motion as moot at this point because it's already been done.
Sorry to waste your time, Your Honor.
That's all right. I'm here anyhow. So Ms. Page, there's really nothing left to do. Okay.
No, I just wanted it done because he was refusing.
All right. Well, he didn't have to because it was not in the judgment, but so be it.
That's why I got a motion.
He did it, and I wish you both happy New Year and go blue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Go blue.
Thank you. DC, both parties are present via Zoom. This is father's request to have mother's parenting time supervised at this point. In essence, I'm aware that Mr. May has been twice to the court for an ex parte order. The first one was denied. When did you get because the child was not returned on the Sunday when she was supposed to? That was denied. When did you get her back then, sir?
Well, the first one was denied a couple of weeks ago. So this has happened multiple times.
I understand. I'm just going 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry.
You came and asked for an ex parte. It was denied, and your child did come back, I take it.
Yeah, on that Monday evening, correct. And then this one wasn't until because the Michigan State Police had to get involved in finding her. So this one was until the 22nd.
The 22nd, and she was due back on the 17th, right?
That's correct.
All right. Ms. Pintarelli, what is going on? Why won't you return the child on time?
She doesn't want to go.
Well, then Mr. Pintarelli says she doesn't want to go to you, so she doesn't go to you. Is that what you want?
Well, that's what he does with Darian. I mean,
I'm telling
and
you.
it's okay. It's acceptable for him to do that, but
No, it isn't acceptable for him to do that.
apparently it is, because I haven't seen my son in a long time. But that is not why this happened. This happened because Isabel doesn't want to go back to her dad. There apparently
So you don't send her to school or anything, right? She
did not want to go to school.
Oh, that's how old is she? How old is she? I mean, if she says I don't want to go to school, you don't send her? I've lost connection.
You're breaking up.
I'm sitting here at the same spot with a good connection.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently there were some issues at school, and the behavioral specialist said that she was kicking people. And I don't want to go too much into it because she didn't want me to tell anybody. But there were some behavioral issues at school, and that she just didn't want to go back.
So
finally, after I drove up there to see Darian, and I brought Isabel with me, and I said, "Do you feel comfortable going back to school?" And she said, "No, I don't want to go." And
how old is this child?
She's 9, but there are obviously
she picks when and if she goes to school.
There are behavioral issues there that just aren't being addressed, and this trauma therapy isn't working. I don't know why everybody that comes into contact with Mr. May is either psychologically damaged or has some trauma issues, because that's all that there appears to be accusations of. So now you have a 9-year-old who doesn't want to go to school, who has behavioral issues at school, who is kicking people for an outlet, I'm assuming, because why else would she be acting violent? I don't know what else is going on, because she's hidden. And now she doesn't feel comfortable going to school. I'm not gonna, there's a lot more going on than just her not wanting to go to school.
And does she attend the trauma therapy that she is supposed to?
She didn't mention anything about it, and I don't know anything about any trauma therapy because Mr. May keeps that from me.
Mr. May, you want to respond to that?
As Your Honor, like we stated before, Ms. Pintarelli has been well aware of all the trauma therapy, all the therapists. All therapists have reached out and tried to encourage Ms. Pintarelli to participate in therapy. Ms. Pintarelli has all the contacts as far as the trauma therapy goes. As far as the school incident goes, it was the principal that gave me a call regarding Isabel did get into a little scuffle, but it wasn't too much to worry about from my understanding. And after me speaking to Isabel regarding, what was going on, if she didn't want to come home or whatnot. Honestly, Isabel said, I feel bad for mom because mom tells me she's going to go to jail and nobody's there for her. And that's why
Who cares? Who cares, Greg? Stop making stuff up. I don't care. Seriously. Your Honor, don't let him put those words in your head because it's untrue.
You don't care about what, ma'am?
Isabel doesn't say those things, and she doesn't feel bad for me because I've never told her nor asked her to feel bad for me. I don't feel bad for myself. I have, yeah.
I mean, it seems like you kind of take this lightly, like this is
No, you guys take this lightly. Both kids are in
trauma. Don't you dare tell
care.
me that I take this lightly. Don't you dare tell me that. I don't take any of this lightly. I've got a hearing set for the two of you on the 16th now. We moved it up, and Mr. May, When's the next parenting time scheduled?
Let's be this weekend, Your Honor.
And last 2 times she's kept the child longer?
Yes, Your Honor. And this last time was, I'll be honest, Your Honor, it was heart-wrenching. All family members, including her family, was involved. The schools were involved. The therapy was involved. The therapists were involved. The state police literally asked me, did they want me to press felony kidnapping charges on her? In which I said no, because I wanted to play out in court here. But Your Honor, I have no trust. She's consistently.
Well, we'll deal with her parenting time and stuff like that at the 16th. Until then, ma'am, I'm going to suspend your parenting
Honor.
time.
She was, first of all, the county police came here and they attempted to remove Isabel. And then the supervisor got involved after Isabel told them that she did not want to go. And then they called Mr. May and he said that it was okay that she stay down here. And then next thing I know, there's was there an ex parte order? There was, because Mr. May gave it to me afterwards. He emailed it to me afterwards that night after the Kalamazoo County Police. And they left her here because Isabel was crying so hard that she did not want to go back.
And so
then
who picked
the
up the
next
child?
day-
The next day the state police came?
The next day, the state police came, which was that Friday. Yeah, because we had gotten Christmas presents for Isabel to give to her family up there. So they left her here that night, and then I was bringing her back on Friday, but Mr. May just came down and ended up getting her.
Well, Mr. May, have you filed a complaint with a friend of the court about that?
I have basically with the friend of court, I have a complaint filed for every day that she's been missing. She's got a ton of complaints. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got a hearing set on the 16th, I believe. Everybody better come prepared to deal with this matter. It's in court. Until then, I'm not.
Why are you validating his complaints? But never mind when he keeps her for school activities. Because they don't want to honor the Sabbath.
Provide suspension of parenting time until the 16th. Thank you all very much.
Your Honor.
There is a motion by the mother regarding school enrollment. The child is currently enrolled in Forest Hills Middle School. And she says that it's important that the child be enrolled in Delton Kellogg Middle School. Ma'am, why is that important?
She has been going there for the last 4 years. We shared joint custody since.
I understand. We also got a hearing coming up too to figure a whole bunch of stuff out. Okay.
Yeah.
And we moved that hearing up, by the way.
Yeah, to the 19th. Yep.
And Mr. Botman, I'm going to say this right now. Be more respectful to my clerk when you call her and leave messages and stuff like that. Do you understand that, sir?
Some more instructions would be nice, sir.
Well, it would have been nice.
It would have been nice. It would have been nice if the first time she didn't forget about me and just
and we
let me go.
acknowledged it and we apologized.
Yeah, well, I'm acknowledging it and I apologize to her too.
Right now. You're muted. You called yesterday and you acted like this was like you were in the right. I'm not going to have her talk to you if you're going to be disrespectful. I'm going to be respectful to you regardless of what you are saying. Miss Black, go ahead with your motion.
We have joint legal custody, and I
understand, but I also understand that the schools have been calling here because you spend all kinds of time sitting out in the parking lots and it's interfering with your child's education.
I went to
afterwards and things like that you're not supposed to be, and you're interfering with her education.
No, I actually stopped at Forest Hills because he did not tell me anything of where she was or what was going on. So I stopped in there and they told me that I needed to bring some documents. And so I brought them. And then the second time I brought the documents from December 12th.
We're getting calls from Forest Hills about your involvement there, and you need to stop.
Okay.
Quite frankly, we have an evidentiary hearing. I'm not going to move her from Forest Hills between now and the date of the evidentiary hearing. It's only, a few weeks away?
Yeah.
I think we moved it up because it was set for March, but otherwise people are going to
19th at 9:00.
January 19th at 9:00 is when the hearing is going to be, in person. Sir, I don't know what your problem is, but just quit making faces and stuff. I'm trying to get through this appropriately. We'll note for the record that Mr. Botma is being disrespectful at best, so that can go in the courts, in the record. So we'll have an evidentiary hearing on the 19th, starting at 9:00. Everybody better bring their evidence, their witness, everything that goes along with it, because we'll start the hearing at that point. But I'm not going to issue an order to change her schooling. That'll be part of it as we go along. Thank you all very much. We're adjourned.
Thank you.